All right, so we're going to do the percent composition of chromium 3 hydroxide. The first thing we need to do is find the chemical formula. So I notice that I have Roman numerals. Remember, when Roman numerals are in a name, then that indicates the charge of the transition metal. So that's chromium plus 3. Hydroxide is a polyatomic, OH, with a charge of -1. I see I have a positive and a negative bond here. That means it's an ionic bond. For ionic bonds, I crisscross. Polys need parentheses. That's why I put those parentheses there. It's a force field. That 3 has to come all the way outside, so it's under the -1. The -1 becomes a 1 underneath the +3. Cr1, OH3. Okay. Make sure you have those parentheses there or else your crisscross is wrong and then your whole problem is wrong. Now, the official answer for the formula is Cr quantity of OH to the third. But since I want to do percent composition, I'm actually going to get rid of my parentheses. So I'm going to distribute Cr1, O3, H3. What do I need to find first? Molar mass. I have 1 chromium, 3 oxygens, 3 hydrogens. Chromium's mass is 52.00 from the periodic table. Oxygen's mass, 16.00. Hydrogen's mass is 1.01. And that's going to give me 103.03 grams is equal to 1 mole because this is its molar mass. Molar, moles, mass, grams. Grams and 1 mole. All right. So what is my formula anyway? Percent composition is the mass of the element times the number of atoms of that element all over the molar mass of the whole molecule times 100%. So if I want to do the percent composition of chromium, it would be the mass of the chromium times 1, so 52.00 over the molar mass of the whole thing times 100%. 52 divided by 103.03 to 2 decimal places, 50.47%. So there's about 50% of chromium by mass in chromium 3 hydroxide. So what about the other guys? The percent composition of oxygen. The mass times the number of atoms of oxygen, 48.00 over 103.03 times 100%, 48.00 divided by 103.03. And that gives me, to 2 decimal places, 46.59%. And who do I have left? Percent composition of hydrogen. 3.03 goes in the numerator. Molar mass of the whole thing goes in the denominator. Times 100%. 3.03 divided by 103.03 times 100. 2.94%. Now, when you add up 50.47 plus 46.59 plus 2.94, it might not exactly get you to 100%, but as long as you're close, that is perfectly fine for percent compositions. Now, when you do the problem, it might only ask you for the percent composition of oxygen, in which case you just need 1 equation out of the 3. But if it doesn't specify, like this problem here, percent composition of chromium 3 hydroxide, then you have to do all 3. So check your paper and see what your worksheet says to do for that one. Every single time, mass of element times the number of atoms in the element over the total molar mass of everything. And then if you're struggling with how to do the naming, remember that is going back to our nomenclature module so that you can learn how to ionic name and covalent name.